as you know, if you've been paying attention, there's a new hands-free law that takes effect July 1st. Well, what is it about, and how can you make sure that you follow the law? Well, we decided to call on our expert, Communications Director with the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, Robert Hydrick. It's great to see you, Robert.
Thank you, Natalie.
Thanks for joining us. So let's talk about the new hands-free law. Of course, it takes effect July 1st. What's the law all about?
Well, in Georgia since 2010, it's been illegal for drivers to text, email, do anything social media on their phones when they're driving, but you've been able to talk on your phones with the phone up to your ear in your hand. On July 1st, you got to have that phone out of your hand. It's got to be not on your body, but you can still talk on your phone in what's called hands-free. You know, it can be down here on the console, it can be on the passenger seat, or it can be located somewhere near your steering wheel where you can reach it, where you can dial a number or take a phone call if somebody's calling you.
And we are specifically talking about when you are on the roadway, because a lot of times you may be in your car and in a parking lot waiting on someone. Now, there are some things that you can do with that. But
This
what
covers
you're saying,
it when you're in the roadway, yes.
And what you're saying, okay, so I intentionally have my phone down here. So while I'm driving, I don't need to be doing this number here.
No, well, if you pick it up in your hand when you're driving after July 1st, it's against the law, and if a law enforcement officer sees you, you can get a citation.
So a citation, and are we talking about hefty fines?
No, you know, the first offense fine is only $50, and it's 1 point against your driver's license. It's $100 for a second offense and 2 points, $150 and 3 points for 3 offenses or more. But if the second and third offense happen after the conviction dates happen after 24 months of the first, then it goes back to a $50 fine. If it's a first offense, you can go to the court and show that you've purchased a device, an earpiece or a holder or something that allows you to talk hands-free, and if the court deems that acceptable, then the charges will be dismissed. So if you go in and show that you are switching to hands-free, the charges will be dismissed. This is not about enforcement or getting a bunch of fines or anything. It's not that. This is about getting people to get the phones out of their hands, because even though we've had a texting ban law for 8 years, people are still texting, they're still on their phones for social media and things, because they're able to have those phones in their hands when they're making phone calls. Now, if you want to make a phone call, you have to go hands-free.
And this is really about keeping our roads safe.
It is. This week we got here because a representative in Atlanta, John Carson, just saw that Georgia led the nation in the insurance increased premiums for auto insurance. Our premiums were, and he wanted to find out why. So the House of Representatives appointed a study committee. They had hearings, they had testimony. Law enforcement agents, officers from around the state all testified to the same thing about the difficulty of enforcing the current law and making it, you know, because people there had a difficulty differentiating, proving who was talking on their phone and who was doing something that was illegal, such as texting. And so Representative Carson authored the bill, the Georgia General Assembly passed it, and Governor Deal signed it on May 2nd, and it goes into effect July 1st.
Because the statistics speak for themselves. A lot of accidents are caused from the phones being in the hands.
Yes, and the Insurance Institute, I read an article back in February where if you're talking on your phone, just talking on your phone while driving, your chances of being in a crash quadruple.
Wow.
So, I mean, it is a distraction, and when you're seated in this seat and you've got the steering wheel and you're on the road, you got only one responsibility: driving this car. That's your only primary focus. Anything else is inconsequential. It can wait.
So most cars are, today, most cars we know are equipped with Bluetooth. So if cars are equipped with Bluetooth, now they should have no problem.
No, that's legal because you can talk on your phone. The law allows you to make a phone call and accept a phone call. You just cannot have the phone in your hand. If you're sitting here and you're doing this to punch in a number the way the Bluetooth works, that's fine. You can touch this all you want. The law only will not allow you to touch a phone or any kind of standalone electronic device such as a tablet or a computer or anything like that.
So Robert, let's say someone has a vehicle that is not Bluetooth equipped. So what's a person to do?
Well, you don't have to buy anything, but what we ask you to do is just do what you feel is going to be the best for the safety for you and the people you care about. Try to get something where you can put your phone where it's easy access, such as right here.
So we have some examples here.
Yeah, this is something that we've got for our cars. It'll plug into a cigarette lighter. You can even charge your phone. It's not exactly eye level, but I mean, it's, you know, if somebody calls.
But this is legal.
Yeah, this is legal because you're not touching it. You can sit here and you can dial a call. You can dial a phone. You can get these clips for less than $10. They fit into your air vent, and you know, it'll slide out here. We also have one right here that'll fit up here like next to the camera here as well. And you know, you can put that, you put your GoPro here. What we advise you to do is put it to where you can easily reach it, like just as if you're changing your radio station or you're adjusting the thermostat, that you're able to drive the car while you're dialing the number, and that when you're dialing the number or somebody's calling you and you want to accept the phone call, you still have your eyes up here, that you're really not doing this, but you know, you can do this right here and get it a little bit higher.
So as long as it's attached to the car like this.
Well, as long as it's not
in your hand.
As long as it's not in your hand or it's like in your lap.
So this is what we're trying to avoid.
Yeah.
This is what we're trying to avoid.
You can't do that. You cannot do that. I mean, that's after July 1st. It cannot be your hand, and that's probably going to be the primary area of enforcement when a law enforcement agent sees anybody with a phone in their hand like this, or looking at it like this.
No more of this.
When they're driving, when they're looking at this like they're driving, that's what they're going to be looking to enforce. They're going to look to enforce all of the law, but that's one of the things that they're looking for first and foremost, I would believe.